So next stop on our ride through this week's episode is a game I want to call Overrated versus Underrated. So I'm going to give you some names and we're gonna compare the players and you're going to tell me if there's way too much hype or if someone's just not getting enough love. All right, so
Okay.
first we got Derek Carr. Overrated or underrated?
I'm in the middle. But at this point, I'm gonna go underrated because he missed some time. Yeah, the Saints are not doing well, but when he comes back, your big play threat and Shaheed is down. It seemed like Olave missed some steps. The offense then he was coming back with I think him and Taysom Hill came back at the same time. I just feel like then now he's really finna be underrated because you see what they just did. They gave away Marshawn, so that's a big piece on your defense. I just feel like people gonna give him some slack, and that's okay. But in this sense, for this year, and possibly going forward until the Saints do, and now his coach fired. So he's a little underrated because remember, he did come out swinging 2-0. One of them was against the Panthers, but one of them was against America's favorite team in the Cowboys. So I still feel like it's something he can do. It's just over time, you start to see the team deteriorate.
I think he's underrated. I didn't like him when he was a Raider. Feel like he was the reason they were losing. And you see what Michael Thomas said on Twitter, on X, talking about he's always putting receivers in terrible situations just to get smacked. You saw what happened to who was that? Chris Olave. He got
he do. Like he's got a good arm.
Skills. It's just
he's got an okay arm, and it's like he's accurate. But I mean, come on, you can be accurate, but you got to understand if I put this in between these two, he can catch it, but that's not a good spot to put that in just for his health. So I just feel like he's underrated, and he's going to take a lot of slack.
All right. So next on our list is Carson Beck. He is the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs. Overrated or underrated?
And this ain't being completely biased. I am a Gator, but this ain't completely biased. Carson Beck is overrated. He is surrounded by talent on that Georgia team.
I agree. Come on now. 11 receptions this season. You get at least 2 or 3 a game.
As the quarterback, I just feel like as the quarterback of that team, he puts that team in some weird predicaments. We had to talk about this the other week about Georgia. Like, I just don't feel like they played football for 4 quarters like against Florida. If the freshman quarterback, if the quarterback didn't go down, another quarterback comes in. He threw 3 interceptions against the Florida Gators. Like, and we're not even one of those teams yet. Like, he threw 3 interceptions. He slipped to Alabama. I feel like that team don't play 4 quarters worth of football, and he's the reason. It just seems like he clicks it on like when he thinks he should. No, sir, you need to play that all consecutive. So, yeah, I feel like he's overrated.
I agree. I'm right there with you. Overrated. Okay, so next on our list is Klay Thompson. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks. Overrated or underrated?
I feel like Klay underrated. I feel like that was the best.
I agree.
Everybody kept talking about Paul George going to Philly. I said, man, the best free agent signing was Klay going to Dallas. It was the extra piece you needed. You needed that defender. You needed that person to space the court. You just needed a half. Dallas played a good half-court game, but they full-court game, in my opinion, was better due to having Luka and Kyrie who could run in at different paces. But when they all fell down, when they played against Boston, somebody who can lock them up from there, you needed that one person who can stretch the court in the half-court, slow it down, and on the other end, I can defend in the half-court. Because when Boston slowed down in the half-court and caught Luka slipping, it's foul trouble. Kyrie was too small. PJ couldn't elevate. You needed a Klay Thompson. He's going to be all underrated this year because people are not going to see the value he brought. They're going to remember what he did this was last year in Golden State. Look at the years he's having in Dallas. Oh, but he's supposed to be Klay Thompson. Still remember, he's older. He was never brought in to take that team over. He was just brought in to be a complimentary piece. So they're going to underrate him for that.
Exactly. He's averaging 14 points per game. I think the last game he got 14. The one before that, 19, 15, 15. They needed that extra person to score.
That's all you need from Klay. You don't need Klay to explode for 20 no more.
And I like that it's like a big three.
Yeah, you just need Klay to chip in.
All right, so next we got on our list is the New York Jets. Overrated or underrated?
Hard. But I'm going.
The Jets are 3-6.
I got them underrated because I feel like people ain't putting enough respect on them. Like as time goes on, the season goes on, Mr. Rogers will control his neighborhood and he will be coming around that mountain, and teams will have to see him. So, and that defense is actually Super Bowl ready. So
yeah,
that's a good defense. That's a good defense. They just needed a quarterback. Now he's Steamboat Willie alone.
They need another O-line.
But we'll see. I feel like they'll overcome it. I hope they do, because Rodgers ain't exactly young no more, but we'll see what he do.
We'll see. Definitely underrated. Okay, last on the list is the Dallas Cowboys. Overrated or
underrated? They overrated. They're gonna forever be overrated.
1,000%.
The Dallas Cowboys can be 1-15, and everybody will say they were one game away from the Super Bowl. Exactly. 1-15, and you say one game away from the Super Bowl. Well, if Dakota didn't do this, so you just gonna blame everything on every game, gonna blame everything on CD. A long time ago, someone told me Dallas has great players, not a great team. That's what it is. They're overrated. Yeah, you got star names, Diggs, Parsons, Dakota, CD, Ezekiel. But when these pieces go out, as you can see, other teams keep rolling on. Look at the Packers. No Jordan Love, no problem. Put Malik Willis in. You see Patrick Mahomes them, no Rasheed Rice, Travis Kelce getting older, no problem. We'll run the ball all game and play great defense. Don't know. Just saying, like, great teams find ways to win. That's not them.
Nope.
Overrated.
Yep. Exactly.